let's talk about the Warriors a little bit, because the Warriors are another team, as we've talked about before, that are in position to make a big move. And they're a team that might be interested in a Myles Turner or a Domantas Sabonis. So a trade that they could pull off for that would be basically Kevon Looney, Wiseman, and Kuminga. So you're giving up two pretty good assets, but then you would be getting either Sabonis or Turner, and then Goga, who's actually like a lot, and O'Shea Brissett, who I actually like a lot too.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? A, would you do it? And B, would you rather have Sabonis or Turner?
So I would rather have Myles Turner because I think, like we mentioned with the Bulls, it's hard to incorporate Sabonis mid-season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'd rather have Turner. And B, I probably wouldn't do it because why would you do it if you're the first seed?
Yeah.
Who's 21 and 4, adding Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Right? Like this feels like something that the fans and just the fans want to happen. Whether they be Golden State fans or whether they be Indiana Pacers fans because they want to get James Wiseman, right? Or whether it just be NBA fans because they want to see, oh man, like Myles Turner and Klay Thompson getting added to this team that's already 21 and 4. Like that team's gonna be improving crazy amounts. But at the end of the day, when you're a front office that's selling out tickets, the first seed has an MVP candidate, and you're also adding an all-star to this team, what's the incentive to make a trade?
Yeah.
Right? There's literally zero incentive to make a trade because you're getting back an all-star and you're the championship favorite probably right now. So it's not happening. Realistically, we wish it happens, but it's just not.
Exactly. I'm with you. I think Wiseman and Kuminga, if you hold on to those guys for the rest of the season, like you never know what stars are going to become available in the offseason, right? You hold on to those guys, and maybe a Bradley Beal, maybe a someone becomes a Cat, right? Oh, can you imagine Cat becomes available in the offseason, right? So I would suggest holding on to those guys. Like you said, they don't need to do that. Yeah, they're probably going to tinker with the roster a little bit, but they're getting Klay Thompson back, and they're already the first seed. In a fantasy world, Myles Turner fits this team pretty well, right? He's going to play some D, he's going to switch, he's going to shoot some threes. And Sabonis, although I think doesn't fit their team like defensively like a glove like Turner does, Curry's kind of the only half-court scorer on that entire team. It would be interesting to see if they can bring in another guy who could create offense for himself and for others in the half court. I think Curry and Sabonis would be a pretty interesting combination to watch. But yeah, do they need to do it? It feels like if they did it, it would just be for the sake of making a trade in the season, which I don't think the front office is too smart to do, and they're going to wait for like a Cat or whatever to become available. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and the last time this Warriors GM has made a trade in the last decade, that was mid-season, was the D'Angelo Russell trade, which happened to be in a year where they're already kind of like tanking and Steph Curry wasn't playing like hurt. And you had sat the most of the season. So basically the Warriors, when they're winning or when they're contenders, they essentially just opt not to make these trades because they essentially, a lot of teams, a lot of GMs have this mindset of if you're actual contender, it's hard to make a major trade and contend as it takes too long to adjust and stuff like that.
That's fair.
So that's like the Warriors mindset and the Warriors GM and front office mindset. So expect them to be active in like the buyout market, maybe like if a good player gets bought out, but don't expect any big trades. It's something we wish happens, but it's just not going to happen.
Terrence Ross on this team, maybe
if he gets bought out, but I don't think he's getting bought out.
He's too good to get bought out, I think. Yeah.
His contract's too tradable to get bought out.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here so you never miss the best clips from Stretch the Floor. Hit the links in the description below to find us on all podcast platforms, and follow us on Instagram.